Here is Elvis.
Well, hello there. It's been a long, long time. About 7 days, actually. How am I doing? Well, I'm doing fine. That's enough of that, I think. Hello, and welcome once again to Elvis, the Ultimate Fan Channel. I hope you are all ready, willing and able to rock and roll and have a little bit of Elvis fun. Yes, I hope. Yeah, Dave says, "Be nice, Streamlabs." Yeah, that was hilarious last week, wasn't it? It really was. Streamlabs was telling people off and removing their comments because of a certain word, which they seem to find. I don't know. Streamlabs seem to find one particular word offensive. Anyway, as far as I know, there's no mention of that word in this week's mystery voice. Yes, that's what the quiz subject is. We had so much fun last week that I thought I'd do a round two. So 6 voices for you to identify. Loosely and quite strongly associated with Elvis Presley. And we've also got a topic, which you can see there, hologram major announcement. So that's something to look forward to. And you can, if you want, get in the queue now by using the Discord link below to get in the queue. Or, of course, you can call the show on WhatsApp, free of charge, Facebook Messenger, of course, as well. Let's have a look here. I'm looking for something in particular, and I'm not sure I've uploaded it this week. Maybe I have. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. Discord link in the description box below. Okay, so if you want to do that, that's no problem. What else have we got? We've got a live poll for you. Yes, something for you to vote on. And I've also got underrated Elvis song, a song I wish Elvis had recorded, Photoshop of the week, Elvis at the piano, caption this photo. Yes, it was a fun one this week, wasn't it? It really was a fun one. And smoking hot photo. Wait till you see the smoking hot photo. Wow. Even I fainted. That's how good it was. Crazy. I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody for the kind messages and emails and show of support, of course. Before we go any further, yes, this. Now, earlier on, if you were watching Rick's Elvis A to Z, Rick and Cam, his guest, mentioned this. It's CBS presents an Oprah special, The Presleys, Elvis, Lisa Marie and Riley. As far as I know, it's a 60-minute special, which probably with ads and everything like that will probably work out to about 45 minutes. So it's not that long, really. But it will be interesting. And it is going to air on Tuesday, October 8th at 8 p.m. ET on CBS, and is described as an intimate conversation about her life, her mother, Lisa Marie's life, and her famous family. There you are. And what I'm going to ask is, I would love if one of you that gets to see it, because we won't probably get to see it on the 8th in this part of the world, in other words, in England and Ireland, in the UK. So I would love if somebody would come on and give me a review of it. Now, what it would probably mean is it would mean you would... I don't need you to come on live. I could ring you and we could do the review over the telephone, and I would record it and then play it back for everybody on the following Sunday, which is, of course, if it's the 8th on the Tuesday, then the Sunday show would be on the 13th. So if somebody would like to review it for me, I could speak to you on the 9th or the 10th maybe, and I'm sure people that don't get a chance to see it will appreciate a fan's review. So if you want to do a review of the Presleys, then contact me this coming week. You know how to get hold of me. I know, Helen, I'm sure someone will upload it to YouTube, Steve, the next day. Yes, but I would like to speak to a fan and find out what they thought of it, even though we will have seen it. It would be nice to get somebody to come on the show and talk about it as an Elvis fan. I did a poll on Discord as well. I've opened up a thread called Elvis Polls, and it was should Oprah have been allowed to sit on I don't think she's actually sitting on the sofa or the settee or whatever you want to call it, or the couch. I think she's sitting on one of the white chairs in the living room. So I'll mention that later on, and if you haven't voted on that, I'll tell you how to vote on that poll. Now, fan of the month for August as well. I will tell you who won the fan of the month for last month near the end of the show as well. But without further ado, I think we should dive in to the mystery voice number 2. Yes, volume 2. Yeah. So some of these are quite short, so be on your guard. What colour will I write the answers in this week? I think I used red last week. Let's have a look. What do you think? By the way, somebody made a comment in the chat there earlier on. They are destroying Elvis's legacy, and I asked who, but they didn't really say who they meant. Teresa Fodorchuk, is it? Or Fedorchuk. She says blue, and blue it is going to be. Right. Blue for Elvis's... Paul says blue as well. Elvis's favourite colour, I believe, was blue. Now, let's just take that off for now. I will be reminding you later on. Oprah overstepped with Lisa, I think, in one of the interviews, says Gracie G. Okay, well, we'll see. This has already been recorded, I would imagine. It's not obviously going to be live, I don't think, so it'll be interesting. There will be sort of edits and things like that. Don says, hello, everybody, and Steve. Hi, Don. Now, blue it is, and the first of 6 mystery voices, and Dave is helping me moderate. And this is voice number 1.
Halfway through the show, I said, we have somebody that I've admired for a long time, and he's sitting in our audience, and the great Elvis Presley, and he stood up. It was a booth. He was sitting in a booth. And he stood on the table, and he was wearing the cape, and he opened the cape like that. The audience went absolutely berserk.
Okay. Now, Elaine, I'm going to see Riley in London. Anyone else? Elaine, please let us know how you get on. And the mystery voice, it looks like it was Timothy Lee, because a lot of you were quick out of... Hello, Juan. I see you there. You were quick out of the traps there with Engelbert Humperdinck, but it was Timothy Lee. And you know what I'm going to say, don't you? You know what I'm going to say. I have got a new jingle that I play when somebody gets it right. Okay, and I always get a little bit excited when I get a new jingle. So for Timothy Lee, the brand new jingle is this.
If you think I'm nervous, you're right.
Yes, God bless him. From the CBS TV special Elvis in Concert. And that was, I think that's the Omaha, I can't even say it, concert, when he says,
if you think I'm nervous, you're right.
And I just love those girls in the background shouting, we love you, Elvis. Yes, I really do. Timothy Lee. Right, 1 down, 5 to go. This is quite a short one, so pin back your ears. Who is this?
Hey, boss, I was going to ask him something. But he said, no, I'm not your boss. I'm your brother.
I'm not your boss. I'm your brother. Yes, that's right. I love it. Yeah, well done. Somebody, Brent says, hi Brent, I hope you're feeling better. I love that jingle. Yeah. Now, we've got Estelle Brown. And who was the first person to say Estelle Brown? It was young Dylan. Well done, Dylan. It was Estelle Brown. So you get the brand new jingle as well, Dylan.
If you think I'm nervous, you're right.
We love you, Elvis. Yeah. Now, this next one could actually trip people up. I'm not saying it will. Every time I say, oh, this is a difficult one, people get in about half a second. So here we go.
And the next time I saw him was when the record company called me and said, Elvis and Scotty and Bill are coming in, said hire some more musicians and some singers, and we'll make some records. So he came in with Scotty and Bill, and we did Heartbreak Hotel, and I've Got a Woman, and some. I played rhythm guitar, by the way. You can't hear me on those records, but I'm on there.
Okay. Now, a lot of people saying Sam Phillips, Steve Scholes. I don't think Steve Scholes played any, maybe he did play instruments, I don't know. But anyway, the answer to that is Chet Atkins. Yes. And it looks like it was Mark G. So well done to you, Mark G. And of course, you get the listen out for the girls in the background.
If you think I'm nervous, you're right.
Yes, it's a nice jingle, that, isn't it? He's been very coy, and I remember the look on his face when he's saying that. He's very shyly saying it. If you think I'm nervous, you're right. Right, here we go. Now, again, quite a brief one. Listen up. Who is this mystery voice number 4?
And Elvis was a very special person. He never turned no one down that was in need. He was a loving and caring person for everyone that he came in contact with, and most everyone loved him.
Now, what do you think of that? Steve, you should interview Estelle. Yeah, I should. Yeah. There's the main man, Cameron. Cameron, well done earlier on Rick's channel. Yeah, somebody's saying Jeanette McComb. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Anne White. Yeah. Aunt Delta, actually, she's got quite a gentle voice for such, how can I put this, for such a feisty character, because we know that she could be quite a feisty character when all was said and done. There are some stories which have been told about Delta. But yeah, a lovely, gentle voice. I better play this for Cam.
If you think I'm nervous, you're right.
Now, the penultimate one is this one.
Personally, he could not have been more charming. He apparently had a big crush on me from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Now, that was brief. If you weren't paying attention, you would have missed that. You really would have done. How are you getting these? That's amazing. Although I think the giveaway there was the Dick Van Dyke Show. Yes, it was Mary Tyler Moore. And quick as lightning was Susan S. Well done, Susan. And of course you get the "We love you, Elvis."
If you think I'm nervous, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Paul says Mary Tyler Moore. Well done, Paul. Right. Juan, Elizabeth Montgomery. Yes, I see where you're coming from, but it wasn't. It was Mary Tyler Moore. And the final one for this week, and I hope you've enjoyed these as much as I have. I really do like the mystery voice. Will we do a mystery voice 3 next week? Or I might change it up. But here we go. The 6th and final. I nearly said her name then.
I was on the set with Elvis doing Girl Happy. And if you're going to do your first movie, how great to do it with someone as kind as Elvis.
Any ideas? Any ideas whatsoever who that was? Oh, unbelievable. Ah, yes, Tracy, I see. Shelley Faber is, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. But it was Mary Ann Mobley from, yes, Girl Happy. And it was Vincenzo. So, Vincenzo, you get the We Love You, Elvis.
If you think I'm nervous, you're right.
And that concludes this week's Fan of the Month quiz. Yes. And I will be telling you who won last month's Fan of the Month quiz in a little while. And what have we got to do next? We're going to do the poll in a second, but we'll do the poll after the topic. And this will be, well, I'm hoping it will be interesting to you because it's about the Elvis Hologram show. Now, I was asking a few weeks ago, has anybody heard any more news about it? What's happening? It's been pushed back once. I hope it hasn't been pushed back again. Is it going to be pushed back? So many questions because I, for one, I'm actually looking forward to this hugely. Well, here's a lot more information that I can now tell you about this hologram show, and it's very, very interesting. Representatives from the Elvis Evolution have given a comprehensive update on the details for the Elvis Hologram show. It sounds much more complicated than the ABBA hologram concert as they are using layered reality, which involves all the senses. Ooh. Now listen to this. The experience begins in Elvis's dressing room for the 1968 special. I can actually feel the hairs on the back of my head going up already thinking about that. Can you imagine being in Elvis's dressing room for the 1968 special? We see how nervous he is about performing. For some reason, Sam Bell is trying to get in to see Elvis, but he is refused. And then we board the mystery train, and Sam takes us back to Tupelo, where we experience the early years with him. That sounds interesting as well. You then get off the train at a 50s diner and have hamburger, milkshakes, etc. Later, we are offered tickets to the 1968 special, and we see Elvis perform. Oh, there goes the hairs again. Oh my goodness. Now, it sounds amazing. Yes, it does. Being able to use all the senses to get an authentic experience. My concerns involve how much Sam Bell is relied upon to tell the story. This person says, I love Sam, but he himself said he never met Elvis again after he left Tupelo. Now, if you want to know how much this is going to cost, I have details on that as well. The experience starts selling tickets in October next month and plans to open in the spring of 2025. Tickets are priced at, I'll give you the sterling price first and then I'll give you the euro prices. Although I'm not sure, is this could be, let me just check something here. I think I'm not sure if I made a mistake or not. Sterling prices to dollar. Let's have a look. So this one is 60. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the price starts at 69 sterling, which is about $91. Then there is 169 sterling, which is about $225. That's a VIP. And finally, if you're ready for this, 369 sterling, which is $495 US. Now, I have to say that The main difference seems to be the VIP tickets include champagne at the 68 after show party. So that's what you get for the $495 per person is champagne at the 68 party. So far, that's what we can see. So I'll just go back through those again. 69 sterling, 169 sterling, and 369 sterling. And I gave you the dollar alternatives. If you're in a Eurozone, that's 82 euro, 200 euro, and 440 euro. The 440 is a super VIP. That's what I meant to tell you. It's set to open in London before moving on to Las Vegas, Berlin, and Tokyo. Now, I really want to... I'd like to thank Julie Shipperley for providing me with all that information. Thanks very much, Julie, especially the ticket prices, because I think a lot of people were interested in how much that was going to cost. Do you think that's a fair price for what we're going to get? Is it difficult to know whether that is a fair price or not until we actually see the show? Do you know what I mean? It could be something like, well, I'm going to pay $495. You go in, then you come out and you say, well, that wasn't worth $495. Oh, wow. That was astounding. $495 for all that. So, yes, that's all I can say really is... Susan said, I can drive to Vegas. It's very close to me, but would only afford the $91 price. Fair enough, which is the first one, the 69 sterling or 82 euro. So you're coming in at the entrance sort of level there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Expensive if you add train travel and hotel. Correct, it is, yeah. But it's the closest thing we're ever going to see, get to seeing Elvis in person, isn't it? That $495 for a hologram show of Elvis, that's too high, says Gracie G. Okay. Well, I mean, they could re-look at those prices, maybe. Maybe those are just provisional prices. I really, really don't know. But I wanted to give you as much information as I had, because that's what it's all about. This channel is all about sharing the information. If you have information about Elvis, share it, share it, share it. And I wanted to share it with you. And I hope you can appreciate that. That's what I'm doing. I'm very, very tempted to go for the 495. I really am. But even I have to get on a plane because I'm in a different country. So I would have to fly to London. I would have to stay in a hotel, and and then there's all the other expenses around about that as well for the time you're over there. So yeah, that's it. So we're going to do the poll, and this is the one I wanted to do actually, and it's this one. Which is your favorite Spanish flower suit? And I suppose what I should really do is I should take that off there and do this. And is it the white Spanish flower, the black Spanish flower, or the red Spanish flower? And I'm going to put that up now so that you can vote on that. Please vote because it does help get the more people that vote. Excuse me. The more people that vote, the more accurate I think the poll becomes. So that's the poll, and I think what I might do is I might just make that a little bit smaller. But you get the idea, don't you? White, black or red Spanish flower. And I will be coming back and reminding you about that now and again. And yes, now, of course, what have we got to do? We've got to do this, haven't we? Dylan's Elvis Tales. Well, young man, are you there? That was just like the jingle. That was like I'd played it again, that was.
Well, that's what perfect pitch.
Well, yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I like that diddly diddly dim bum bum at the end of it.
Fantastic.
Exactly, fantastic.
You really outdid yourself.
Thanks very much. Will I ask you first, actually? And I'll tell everybody as well, this was Dylan's idea to ask this question, white, black and red. So I really do, yeah, surprise, surprise. Yeah, the grand master of the jumpsuit, right? Now, what I want to say to you is you've got to really tell me then which is yours.
Okay, well, the whole reason I made the poll is because of the tail.
Right, okay.
Because, okay, first of all, my favourite is the black and green Spanish flower.
The black and green?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what my tail is about.
Okay. So you're going for black?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you may as well work away then with this Dylan's tale.
All right. So the Spanish flower suits were made around 73, 74. And as you can see, there's 3 versions: the black and green, the black and red, and the white and blue, or white and green, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But what people might not realise is that Elvis had, let's say, he had a liking for the black and red belt. No, black and green. I apologise, the black and green belt in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And we know this because there are many photographs of Elvis circa 73, 74 time with various different jackets and shirts wearing the belt, which shows to me that he liked the belt a lot. And
right.
To prove my point, we have got a picture, I think.
Yeah, is this the one where he's trying to strangle Joe Gershow?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
As you can see, he's wearing the black and green Spanish flower belt, which also I asked my friend, who, by the way, is an Elvis encyclopedia, right? I said, does this mean that Elvis wore the suit during this engagement that it was taken? And his answer was yes.
Right. Okay.
So this could possibly be before a show where he wore the suit. It made the most sense, right? Because he's wearing the belt.
Yeah, it could well be. Although, then again, he could have just thrown it on. I'm intrigued, actually, with that other photograph where he's pretending to strangle Joe. And there's another one as well where they're pulling down their bottom lids, aren't they, as well? I think that's from the same night.
Yep, same night.
Yeah. I wonder why he's trying to strangle Joe.
Probably because Joe messed up an arrangement, maybe.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Okay, young man, what do you think of the prices for the hologram show? 69, 169 and 369, because of course you're in the UK, so those are the prices that are relevant to you.
Excuse me. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention I've got a bit of a cough, so if I just cough every 10 seconds, don't be alarmed. No. We understand. We understand. It's that time of year, isn't it? The weather's starting to change now, so yeah, I can hear you. The £69 is an absolute bargain, right? Because think about it, you get dressing room, train, diner, and a show, all for £69. What an absolute bargain that is.
Yeah. So do you think the top end then might be just a little bit too much then? Was it £369 sterling?
It could be too much, but hey, listen, it's Elvis, so people are going to pay for it.
Of course they are.
It's Elvis' name on it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, young man, thank you very, very much as always, and hopefully that cough gets better when I talk to you next week.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Alrighty, cheers. Bye. Bye-bye. Dylan's Elvis Tales. Bum, bum. That's the little bit that Dylan likes at the end. I've got another caller on here as well, and it is young Vincenzo. Hi, Vincenzo.
Can you hear me?
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Listen, this isn't really coming anywhere near you, is it, this show at the moment?
It's kind of far for me.
I suppose the nearest would be Berlin, would it?
Yeah.
You could fly up to Berlin, though, couldn't you? Or could you even take a train up to Berlin?
I don't know.
So I'm going to ask you now, what do you think of the prices? You're obviously Euro, aren't you? So it would be 82 Euro, 200 Euro, or 440 Euro.
I would pay 82 euro because I never saw Elvis in concert.
Exactly. So you think a lot of people are going to go for that €82, do you?
Yeah.
And what else can I ask you? Oh yeah, what is your favorite Spanish flower suit? Is it the white, the black, or the red?
The black.
The black. Right. Okay. Alrighty. Nice talking to you, Vincenzo. Bye. Yeah, I mean, that's quite a good point, isn't it? What Vincenzo says was, we've never seen Elvis in concert. A lot of people haven't seen Elvis in concert. So, I mean, at the very, very least, you're going to pay €82, £69, and whatever that is in, was it $91? I think it was, wasn't it? When it comes to Vegas. So, I suppose, I mean, somebody like myself, I'm tempted to do the 369 or the 495 if you're thinking in dollars. I'm tempted. I am tempted. I know it's a lot of money, but I mean, I can't believe that the only difference is that you get champagne. There must be a lot more to it to pay from sort of £69 to £369. £300 extra. There's probably going to be something else as well. Now I see a young man by the name of Brent on the line as well. So I'll say hi, Brent. Oh, I've got to put myself in the call. Hang on, I'll put myself in the call. Hi, Brent.
Steve, how you doing?
Hey, are you still poorly?
I'm the men.
We've lost Brent by the looks of it.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, you still do sound a little bunged up.
Yeah, I don't think. I think once you have it, your body just has been dealt some serious blows, and even though I'm negative now, I'm still dealing with the ramifications of it. Which, what's funny, Steve? I recorded a few episodes of mine a few weeks ago. Early because I just felt something was coming up. Maybe that's something we content creators get sometimes.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're on the mend anyway.
Oh, thanks. And what a great topic you guys got going on today. I mean, because I would not only pay whatever they're asking, I would also not even wink at if I had the money to spend it to come over and go and see it.
Right. So are you saying then that you'd go for the full 495?
Oh yeah, because I think sometimes you get those moments where you only live once kind of thing.
Yes, that's true.
And if it were something that's going to say, okay, this is going to be in constant circulation over the next 15 years, then I'd be like, okay, well, maybe just kind of, step lightly in the water the first time and all that. But I'm not really sure how far this will be taken or the rarity of this kind of thing. So I'm not really totally sure about that, but maybe the anticipation has also kind of swelled up with all of us. So because that would just it would just be so amazing. And I think it should be over in the UK and stuff. I think sometimes Americans, we get so American centric on everything when we realize, though, we had Elvis here. We had him stopping in at our cities. I mean, he played at just 15 minutes away from where I live right now. And this is other people's turn.
It's a nice touch that it is going to be opening in London, I believe.
I think it's great.
Do you feel the same as me when it says that the experience begins in Elvis's dressing room for the 1968 special? You see how nervous he is about performing. Every time I read that, the hairs on the back of my neck start to go up.
Oh, it is, because I think anyone who really knows the Elvis story, that wasn't just a performance that was riding on him that night. This was the whole future trajectory of his career and where everything's going. And we have the gift of hindsight, but he was dwelling within the total unknown at that moment.
Yes, yeah. So I just can't really wait to see this. I know it's been pushed back a couple of times, and it sounds like the reason why it's been pushed back is because it is so complicated, and they want to make sure that they get it absolutely right. We still don't know the venue. We know that it is in the City of London somewhere, but we don't know the venue as yet.
Yeah, if they didn't wait the proper amount of time, it could be Glitch City. It could be
Exactly.
just, yeah, and I don't know if I would. I would rather wait a little and really have it done right. And also for the suit, I got to go along with Vincenzo Black.
Oh, black. Okay. All right. So the Spanish flower in black is your favorite. Right, young man, you need to take care of yourself and get over that final hurdle and get well again.
All right, but hey, you know what, though? What you're doing on Sundays, what Rick is doing on Sundays, I call that Elvis chicken soup. Okay?
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, I was watching Rick and I was watching Cam and I was watching Gina and I enjoyed it immensely. He's doing a great job as Rick. He really, really is.
Well, you guys make Sunday happen. Thank you so much.
Thanks. And Brent, I appreciate you calling in when you're not 100%. Thanks very, very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's Brent. Get well soon, my friend. Right. So, and look who's here. Yes, I was just speaking about you. Hi, Cam.
Hi, Steve. How are you, brother?
Hey, I was looking at you earlier on. I was watching you on Rick's show. Great job.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Like I said to Rick earlier, it's an immense honor to be part of his project. And like I said to him offline as well, I think we're going to go big places with it. So
yes,
I'm hoping that all goes well because every week just seems to be getting better than the last week. So it's great fun to be able to do it with someone like Rick and to be able to put some good out into the world, you know?
Yes, I agree. And you know, it's all for the good of Elvis, so that's brilliant with me. So did you ring in about the Elvis evolution?
No.
Okay.
That part, that must have been in the beginning of the show, right?
Yeah, it was a topic. Yeah, it was a topic. They were saying about how this hologram show, the experience begins in Elvis's dressing room for the 1968 special, and you see how nervous he is and all that. And I was given the prices as well. So yeah, I mean it's getting close now, and they're starting to issue ticket prices and things like that. They're saying the tickets go on sale next month, so I'm hopefully going to be first in line for the tickets. Anyway. So what would you like to say, Cam?
Yeah, in terms of those kind of things, Steve, I think the sad part is, especially with Elvis activities and Elvis merchandise, I kind of get the feel that EPE is forgotten about countries like South Africa.
Yeah.
Because for us to get hold of any Elvis memorabilia, whether it be locally or internationally, the prices are just exorbitantly high and unaffordable. But if the hologram were to come to a country such as South Africa, I would pay any price, basically.
Yeah, well, there's I don't know what this sort of converts to in your prices, but I can tell you that the ticket prices start at £69 sterling, then 169, and finally 369 for the super VIP. Now, I don't envisage this coming, unfortunately, anywhere near you, unfortunately. So, I mean, it's looking like it'll either be a flight to London for you, Vegas, Berlin, or Tokyo. I don't know which is going to be the closest for you there.
It would probably be London, but the last time I checked, the South African rand to pound was over 23 rand, almost 24 rand for a pound.
Right.
Either way, it would be unaffordable.
Yeah, and then you've got your flight and you've got your accommodation and all that around it as well. Yes.
Yeah, we're looking at roughly, if not 150,000 to 200,000 rand, possibly.
I wonder if they'll allow people to be able to stream it as well once it's been out a few months, and it's done London and it's done America and things like that. Whether they'll be able to, but of course the thing is you won't get the full experience because this is an immersive experience. You actually have to be there to see the hologram and to experience all the walking into the rooms, walking into his dressing room and all this, and being in Tupelo. It's something that you really, really do have to experience in person, I believe.
Yeah, well, hopefully in future, like I said, companies like EPE who have the say would eventually start looking at countries like South Africa because we do. I think there is a very big fan base in South Africa. It's just we don't have the opportunities available really, with the exception of channels like yours and Rick's and Brent's, etc.,
Hmm.
to actually become part of that kind of experience, which I think is sad.
Yes, I agree.
They should look at making more things accessible to us on maybe, like you said, a streaming platform.
Hmm.
And then, of course, obviously, making merchandise more readily available, and then obviously more affordable in our currency. Because for us, most of the time, the new stuff that comes out, we have to import, and then we're talking thousands of rands, and that's a couple of months' salary.
It's not a great place to live if you're an Elvis fan, by the sounds of it anyway, Cam, that's for sure.
No, most definitely isn't. But that's in a good way. I think that's the good thing about Elvis, is that he literally has such a far reach
Yes.
that even countries that wouldn't be looked at initially, I like to think we slowly but surely making our mark onto the worldly Elvis map, if I can put it that way.
You certainly are. You certainly are. Right. I can't let you go without asking, did you see the poll? Did you know which one you liked out of the Spanish flower suits, the white, the black, or the red?
Most definitely the black, Steve.
Right. Yeah, I think the black is going to win. All right. Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thanks for the call, and you and Rick keep up the good work as well. I really enjoyed the show.
We will do so, and encouraging the rest of the guys in the group to pop into Rick's page and come see what we're up to on a Sunday. It's
Yes.
great fun.
Yeah. Alrighty. Take care.
Thank you, brother.
Bye. Bye-bye. Same to you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yes, that's Cam, who is co-hosting, I suppose you could say that, with Rick. He's his right-hand man, if you like, and Rick's A to Z of Elvis, or A to Z, as you say in America. Now, I think we're finished with the calls, I believe, by the looks of it. So what I'm going to do now is this. This day in Elvis history. Okay, this day in Elvis history. Now, what have I got to do? I have got to remind you, yes, I wanted to remind you of this, the poll. Which Spanish flower jumpsuit is your favorite? The white, the black, or the red? I will tell you in a little while which is my favorite, and it might surprise you. It might surprise you, but then again, it might not. So I'll just clear that for a second. Now, yes, this day in Elvis history, as I say most weeks, if this is a red letter day for you, if it's a birthday or an anniversary or anything like that, and you're wondering what Elvis was doing on this particular day, September the 22nd, down through the years, well, I can show you and tell you that in 1955, Elvis, Scotty and Bill performed at the Civic Auditorium, Kingsport, Tennessee. And then 1958, the troop train arrived at Brooklyn Army Terminal at 9 a.m. Elvis held a press conference in the library of the USS Randall and expressed his hope that the fans won't forget him. 66 years later, and we haven't, Elvis. Okay, so you were worried in 1958, and here we are 66 years later. So, yes. And it says here, he walked up the gangplank 8 times carrying his duffel bag so the press photographers could all get good shots. And there he is. I don't know how many times he's been up and down so far, but he did it 8 times. He then joins let's have a look at that. There you go. He then joins the rest of the 3rd Armoured Division for a voyage to the seaport town of Bremerhaven, Germany. During the ocean crossing, Elvis and Charlie Hodge bunked together. I remember Charlie being interviewed about his... He had met Elvis before when he was was it Red Foley or something like that? So it wasn't really the first time they'd met, but they got to know each other an awful lot better on this voyage. And I remember Charlie saying, and this is quite sad, obviously he'd only lost his mother a few weeks before, about a month before they sailed, and he said at night when they were lying in their bunks, he could nearly feel Elvis grieving. Yes, feel Elvis grieving. That's how sad it is. In the 1958 interview in Brooklyn, he mentions that Gladys meant to him after her being gone for a month. It was beautiful and sweet. Yes, Susan, that's right. And as I say, that comment from Charlie Hodge just really kind of hits there, doesn't it? It really does. At 1960, Flaming Star. Yes. Oh, look at that, ladies. That's nearly a smoking hot picture, isn't it? Come early. Yes. 1962. Elvis was at Radio Recorders from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. to complete the soundtrack recording for It Happened at the World's Fair. Don Robertson, songwriter, was invited to play at the session, either piano or organ. They're not sure exactly what it was, but that's what was said. And let's see what they recorded on the 22nd. I'm Falling in Love Tonight, 8 tracks. They Remind Me Too Much of You, 9. Cotton Candy Land, A World of Our Own, How Would You Like to Be, One Broken Heart for Sale. Actually, they recorded 2 versions. One was the movie version and the other one was a record version. Beyond the Bend, that's a favourite of mine, and Take Me to the Fair, number 2, a record version. So, and then we have 1964. Elvis wasn't well, and Dr. Charles Clark came to see Elvis and submitted a bill for $10 for a house call. Okay, $10. I don't think you get a house call for $10 now. 1968, Elvis spent most of September in Palm Springs. 1970. Yeah, this is a strange one now. 1970, a day late and in a bad mood, Elvis arrived at the RCA studio in Nashville at 7 p.m. The entire evening, Elvis tried to speed up things, and in 6 hours' time, they recorded both sides of a single. They also completed the 2 songs left to complete the country album. Due to absence, James Burton was replaced by Eddie Hinton on lead guitar. So let's see, what did they record? They recorded an instrumental warm-up jam. Yeah, well, they normally did that anyway before they started recording. Snowbird, Where Did They Go, Lord? Whole Lot of Shaking Going On, Rags to Riches, and then a composite part of Rags to Riches. And Elvis sings harmony vocal on Snowbird, the last line beginning, yeah, if I could, you know, I would fly away with you. So listen out for that. That is actually Elvis singing harmony. And 1973... Yeah, RCA wanted Elvis to complete at least 4 vocal tracks Felton Jarvis had already recorded. This is at Stax. With the approval of the Colonel, there was a mobile recording truck sent to Elvis's home in Palm Springs. And there's Elvis's home at Chino Canyon. He wasn't really interested, but he did eventually complete a vocal overdub to Sweet Angeline. And actually more on this session later. And in 1976, Elvis in Palm Springs, not returning to Memphis until the 26th. Now, well, what have we got? Don't forget, I'm still looking for you to vote on this poll. I better remove that because you won't be able to see it else. And it's this. Why isn't this working? It is working. There you are. How's that? This, white, black, or red, Spanish flower. I still see there's a few votes coming in, so I might leave that for a little while longer. And we are going to do Photoshop. Yeah. You know how I feel about these, don't you? You really do know how I feel about these. And it's this one. And it's Elvis and Priscilla on the set, on location for Follow That Dream. But it isn't actually, because as you probably know, it's there's the original one, the original photo of Priscilla with Elvis's cousin Patsy Presley, and they've also flipped it as well, so it's she would be stood on Elvis's side, the right side, and there it is. There's the original Elvis on the set of Follow That Dream, and Anne Helm is standing behind him. You can just see Anne Helm in the jeans there. So that's this week's Photoshop, and I will say that if you want to, you can actually send in your Photoshops, underrated songs and smoking hot photos and songs you wish Elvis had sung live and funny caption photos and all those sort of things. You can send them in to me. And there's a place now on Discord. If you're a member of Discord, I'll cover that in a little minute. We can go a little bit further with Discord and I can show you where you can send those to. So that's Photoshop. And I've got Elvis at the piano. Yes. And it's chosen by me. It's a song written by Donnie Sumner, nephew of the late J.D. Sumner, and it's one of the songs that appeared in last week's poll when I asked which songs were the most biographical. It's the superb, absolutely superb I Miss You, and recorded at Elvis's home. Remember I said earlier on, at 845 Chino Canyon Road, Palm Springs, California, on September the 23rd. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah. 1973, between 7 p.m. and 9:20 p.m. Elvis and his touring band did 15 takes before Elvis lost interest in the session and went to his bedroom, leaving his vocal group, Voice, to record some songs they were working on for an album. So, yeah, they did 15 takes, but not all of them were complete. Take one was, and if you ever get a chance to listen to take one, it's unbelievable. Why they carried on, I don't know. Take 5 is complete. Take 10 is complete. The other ones are all false starts or breakdowns, and then the master that they chose was take 15. I Miss You appeared on the Raised on Rock album, For Old Time's Sake. It's called Raised on Rock for Old Time's Sake, which was released on October the 1st, 1973. Listening to the outtakes from this session, I'm always baffled why Elvis chose to do 15 takes. The very first take is flawless as far as I'm concerned. It's a thing of beauty, and it's heartbreaking also. That's the song I voted for in last Sunday's show as his most biographical, and the one I wished he'd sat down at the piano and sang live in concert. I will put a link to take one in the description box in case you've never heard it before. I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, you're in for a treat. You really are. And let me know your opinions on that. You can leave your comments if you're watching this on playback below what you think about the I Miss You. Now, I will remind you that if you've got a particular song which you wished Elvis had sat himself down at the piano during a live concert and sung, it can be one of his, or it can be just another one that he didn't record or never sang, but you'd love to have him to sit down and sing it. Then send it in to me, and we'll take it from there. Now, this is an interesting one. A song I wish Elvis had recorded, suggested by Vincenzo. Hi, Vincenzo. I know you're there because I was speaking to you a few minutes ago. And it's Just When I Needed You Most. It's the title of a 1979 hit single by the American singer-songwriter Randy Van Warmer. Yes, it is a real name, Randy Van Warmer. Van Warmer was inspired to write Just When I Needed You Most by two events. His old car that he loved and used for years broke down on his way to work in Denver. Colorado, and he experienced a devastating breakup with his girlfriend. He wrote the song 6 months after that breakup, 2 years before it became a hit. Released as a single in February 1979, the song spent 2 weeks atop the US Billboard Adult Contemporary chart in May of that year, and in June 1979 reached its peak of number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, and earned gold record status from the Recording Industry Association of America. Sadly, Randy Van Warmer died on January the 12th, 2004, at the age of just 48 in Seattle. He had been suffering from leukemia prior to his death. So, I can see Elvis recording and singing Just When I Needed You Most. The only thing is, I would think that he would probably sing it in a lower key than what Randy sang and recorded it. I will leave a I'll leave a link in the description box below to that, Just When I Needed You Most, and you can check it out. And again, if you're watching on playback, let me know what you think about that. Could Elvis have sung Just When I Needed You Most by Randy Van Warmer? Caption the photo. Yes, caption this photo. We actually had a lot of fun with caption this photo over the weeks. And here's another one. This was it. She's getting nice and close, isn't she? And it was actually courtesy of Elvis Memories, Susan on Discord. She sent it in. She didn't actually send it in. She used it as her Elvis photo of the day. So I thought, I can use that as a caption this photo. So that's what I did. Let's see. Well, hello there is one caption somebody left. And somebody else is saying, it's Neutrogena, honey, with a little bit of Brute. We know that Elvis used Neutrogena soap, and we also know that he used Brute. You're so young and beautiful. I hope you are the girl of my best friend and not the devil in disguise. I like that one. Elvis, in his hound dog voice, says ruff, and the attractive lady says meow. But the runner-up was Mrs. EAP Elaine, and her caption was, if you're looking for trouble, just look right in my face. But the winner, 17 likes, with the lady says, I'm stuck on you, honey. No, sorry, Elvis says to the lady, I'm stuck on you, honey. And that was Anne Y. Congratulations, Anne Y. You are the winner this week of Caption the Photo. Caption the Photo. Yes, that's right. So we now move to underrated Elvis song. But I think what I'll do actually is I might just close the poll before we go any further. And if I can find it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yes, here it is. Okay. Favorite Spanish flower suit. And I can tell you that the favorite is black with 46%, and then white 31%, and finally red, which was 23%. Now, I would have voted for, but believe it or not, I would have voted for red. I'm in the minority. I liked the red. I like the red one out of all of them. Let me bring them up again and just bring up the size. Yeah, the one on the extreme right there, the red Spanish flower. It's just something about it. So I'm in the minority there. I'm in the 22%, not the 45 or the 31. So, and thanks to everybody that voted for that. It does help. The more people that vote, then the more accurate, I believe, we get. Now, Smoking Hot picture will be coming up, and also the August Fan of the Month winner as well. But we do have to do the underrated Elvis song. And this gentleman that picked the underrated song, I was speaking to earlier on. It's Brent Arnold of Elvis Nation. And Brent says, there it is. Yes. Okay. Now, some may not agree, but I think Golden Queens from the soundtrack of the Harem Scarum movie is just so beautiful, and the Middle Eastern dreamy sounds just captivate you into a place of mystery. I prefer the outtakes though. For some reason they elected to place a muffled effect on the studio masters. And I agree with Brent, I find the sound quality surprising when you consider which studio was used for the sessions. So it was written by Bernie Baum, Bill Giant and Florence Kay, and it was recorded on Friday, February the 26th at RCA Studio B in Nashville. Yes, not known for its muffly sound, which was the final day of a 3-day session slated to complete all the songs for the movie soundtrack. Now, maybe the poor sound quality is due to the fact that legendary producer-engineer Bill Porter, and there he is with Elvis in 1972, he left RCA in late 1965 to engineer for Columbia Records in Nashville. Actually, if you just zoom in on that photograph, you can actually see that Bill is wearing a TCB necklace. What do you think of that? Yes. Actually, that's probably the time that Elvis gave him the TCB necklace. He'd maybe just give it to him and then they took the photograph. The last session Bill worked on at Studio B was the Kissing Cousins soundtrack recordings in September, October of 1963. Bill served for 4 years as the chief engineer under guitarist and producer Chet Atkins, who was one of our mystery voice questions earlier on. When Porter left RCA, Atkins said the sound was never quite the same, never as great. So they did 16 takes, and I've got to admit that not all of them were complete. There was only a sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 complete. So there was a short false start, breakdowns, more false starts, and so forth. So that's the movie it's from. And as I say, Golden Coins, the outtakes are probably better than what was used on the album. So I will actually link some of the outtakes in the description box below. And that was this week's underrated song sent in by Brent. And thanks, Brent. And you can send in what you term an underrated song as well. Actually, what you can do is you can use it. You can now leave them on Discord. As you see, we do Elvis Picture of the Day. I really would recommend people actually joining Discord, and you can get the link below. I've left a link for an invite. So those are the sort of the picks of the day, and we also do, what else do we? Oh, there's one of him in his uniform. And we also do Elvis Chat, of course. That's where members can chat all about Elvis 24/7. There is an off topic as well. So if you know somebody on here, but you're not actually wanting to talk about Elvis, you can go onto the off topic thread as well. That's a handy one. And what else have we got? There's a few photos on there as well. Oh yes, the Elvis polls. Yeah, yes, that's a new thread. I'm starting to run Elvis polls as well now, and I wish Elvis had recorded this song. Yes, and underrated Elvis songs. You can leave your underrated Elvis songs, as Brent did on Discord. And this is what you should be seeing. If you can't find the threads, there's a little bobbin up the top of the screen. You just click on that. Or if you're on, there's all the threads there. Or if you're on a mobile, you just rest your finger on where it says Elvis Chats. And this is basically what you should see. You should see all those threads for you. And yeah, that's actually... one of the polls I ran this week was, should Oprah have been allowed to sit on the Graceland couch? And you've still got about 9 days. So if you want to go to the Elvis polls on Discord and vote on that, you can. As you can see at the moment, it's running at 47% yes, 21% no, and 32% don't care either way. So Yeah. And I would ask you very kindly, if you haven't already, if you can subscribe and click that bell and select all notifications. I would love if you would do that. I really would. Now, what have I got to do? I've got to do Fan of the Month before we do the Smoking Hot. And that Smoking Hot picture is the one that I says, it was so good, it was so hot, even I fainted when I first saw it. So the winner of Fan of the Month for August, after Brian Roberts taking the title for 2 months in a row, I believe, it's... Yes, I haven't got a drum. I've taken the drum off. I've used the button for my mystery voices. I must put that back on there, actually. So just think of a drum roll, and then I'll tell you that it was Dylan Bowen. Congratulations, Dylan. I'll be in touch, and we can get you a prize. Now, the Smoking Hot was provided by Johnny via Discord, and it's this one. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? It's this one. What do you think of that? Goodness me. Let's have a look at your comments. Teresa says, congratulations, Dylan. Susan says, congratulations, Dylan. Yeah, congrats, Dylan. Shirley Ellis says, hello, sorry I'm really late. Well, you can watch it on catch up. And see all the fun we had. I bet that picture could turn a few straight guys gay. Smoking red hot, says Mrs. EAP, and she's thudded. She's passed out. Yes. Hot, says Teresa. It was fantastic. Let's see. Time got to bring the temperature down. Oh, time to shower, says Tracy. Yes. Helen says, wow, new to me, great pick. Yeah, what a great pick, says Karen Armstrong. Yes, I told you I know I was bigging it up, but I don't think I've over-egged it. I don't think I've overestimated just how smoking hot that photograph is. And I'll have to go through Discord again next week and see if I can find another smoking hot pick for you. So thank you very, very much for joining me. As always, I've had a great time. I hope you have. If you do, I'll leave that up. Why should I take it off? If you do appreciate what I'm doing, you can actually donate to the channel by buying me coffee. You can use the link in the description box, or you can scan that QR code. Is it me, or do these shows go very, very quick? They always say the show goes quick when you're having fun. Oh, and Brent says, yes, please hit the like button if you haven't got to it yet. Thanks, Brent. So we'll do it all again next week, and I'll have another topic for you. But until then, I'll take it away.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.
I love it. Thank you and good night.